gradual fade out like that. All right, guys. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to our team call. We're gonna get these calls started in a much different tone from here on out. As you guys saw, we're playing music. We're gonna be pumped to come together and to learn and to, just move our businesses forward. Just got off the phone with two incredible groups of women. The first ones that are pushing toward Star Diamond and Elite and all that good stuff. The second group, people that are pushing for Diamond. And we talked about something very similar. And if you're one of my PS coaches, I'm not going to go into this tonight into detail because two groups already heard this. But if you're one of my PS coaches, like I just had this moment a couple days ago where I just was laying there and crying and wondering what the hell was going wrong and why I could not just figure out why I was not moving forward. And I realized it was because I had no vision for my life and I had no vision for where I was going. And I was doing everything I needed to do. I never had this like doubt to not show up for my business or to show up for myself or to show up for you or my challengers. But I kind of just felt like I was going through the motions. Like I had nothing to be excited about or to look forward to. And even when I was thinking about the fact, even when I got the phone with Keyshawn and she was like, all right, you get your 5 diamonds back and girl, your team's elite again. Like, that's it. I was like, cool, it's great. But I wasn't, and I'm excited about that. Do not get me wrong. I'm so excited about that. But it wasn't that crazy fire that I felt last year. And I realized it was because I had no emotional connection. I didn't have the emotional connection to it that I had last year. Last year, I knew that I needed it, or I was going back to a job I hated. And I went after it, balls to the wall, and I did not look back. And this goal means a lot to me. If we missed it by any chance, I would probably throw up. It does. But I was putting all of my energy into what if things don't happen instead of putting all my energy into what if it could. So I have gone on this just revolutionary journey with myself over the past couple of days, and I'm passing on to my personally sponsored coaches throughout this week in hopes that they can pass it on down to their coaches to really just spread this message of vision and knowing exactly what we're working for again. So that way we're inspired to show up. So even when the days are shitty, which we just talked about in our last call, when you get that 40th no, when you just don't feel like it, you have a vision that's so strong that like you can't help but still show up. And that's what's important. So if you are my PS coach, you already know about this. If you are not, be expecting to be doing a call with your coach about this over the next couple of weeks once they finish their calls with me and they kind of know how to do this with you. But essentially we're creating 12-week plans because in 12 weeks it is November 15th. And that's 1 week away from qualification days for however the hell you want to end this year. And that's important. And if you operate on this plan the way that you should, the way that you can, your business will be completely different in 12 weeks because you're going to be operating like every day is a week instead of every week leading into the year. So tonight, I want to talk to you guys about two things. Celebrating the small wins, and all my notes are all over this. And the 3 great enemies to success. Because as we go through this newfound journey together to create the lives of our dreams and to help each other create the lives of our dreams and to support each other and to literally be a team of women that empowers women to help you guys reach your business goals based on the fact that you are achieving these business goals because you're getting closer to what you want out of your life. Like, that's my vision. And I've had this, I sat down like I told you guys and I pulled out a notebook and I just started writing about what my life would look like if I could have a limited possibility. And one thing I wrote down that is still sticking out to me, I don't even need my notes of that in front of me to know that I wrote this down, is that I want Team Simply Beautiful to become a movement and not just a team. And when I say a movement, I just think about what could happen if we all went after our visions, we helped our teams go after their visions, help their teams go after their visions, and we were sharing it constantly. We would be showing women all across this world, because now we're going global, that they can have whatever the fuck they want. And that's pretty cool. And I use the F word on purpose because it's badass in that state sentence. And I think that that's the most important part about it, is that we can be those people. We can be those people that change everything. And it starts with us. It starts with us dreaming and after we want. And I've been telling my coaches this. I've only had a couple of the calls so far, and I have a shit ton of them tomorrow, which I'm so excited about. And I've been telling them this. I say, if you wrote it down, you know that it's possible. Like, it's actually available to you. It's there. It's begging you to come after it. And I just told the girls in the last call this, but I'll do the same thing. This is Lena's vision. And if Lena gives up on herself, she doesn't show up for a power hour, every day this paper is getting torn up just a little bit more. Not by me, but in general. This is a metaphor. I'm not tearing up her paper. But every day she doesn't show up. And every day that she decides she's not going to send an invite. And every single day that 2 days go by and she doesn't post on social media. And she's doubting herself and she's just not going for it. Every day this paper is getting ripped in half. And finally she quits and it's done. That vision she gave herself is gone. It might be there, but how the living hell is she going to get there? Because I'm telling you what, if you trust and you believe in this business opportunity, it is the avenue to getting you closer to anything you want. Anything. Because you make money in this business, even if you don't want to be a beach body coach for the rest of your life, which you will if you make it, I'll tell you that, you will never quit. But the reason people are quitting, and I looked back, and that was another thing I stared at whenever I was doing this with my team and the coaches, or my PS coaches, is that I was looking at the people, and I went back in my Google Docs, and I looked at some of the coaches that I sponsored back in 2016 that are no longer on the team, and I looked at our Get Started Right call notes. And the only reason that people fail and quit in this business is they just have no idea what they're working toward. So my hope and my prayer is that this trickles down throughout the entire downline. There's 105 or 7 people in our team page now. My vision is that all 107 of us have a vision that we're going after. And we're going after it with passion. But tonight I want to talk to you again about celebrating the small victories and the 3 great enemies to success, because how are we supposed to go after this if we're not celebrating what we're accomplishing? And 2, if we're dealing with these 3 enemies. So this isn't going to be a long call tonight. I'll be honest with you. This is going to be quick. It's going to be to the point, because to be honest with you, I have dedicated 30 minutes to each of my PS coaches, and there's a lot of them. And they're going to be getting a lot more of my attention. And again, you're going to be getting that same attention from your coach the next week. So this is just something I want to keep in mind. I want all of you guys to know as you're going into these conversations with your coach and as you are starting to create a vision for yourself. So we're going to start with the 3 great enemies to success. Number 1 is doubt. I think that goes without saying. Doubt is an enemy, a huge enemy, but it's also very easy to overcome. And people that are overcome with doubt don't think about how they can fix things. They're just doubting everything, right? And we've all been a victim to doubt. I doubt that'll happen for me. I'm going to call Erica out again. Erica's vision yesterday was not a vision. And I called her out on that. I called her out on it and I said, Erica, I was like, what the hell are you working for? And what her fear came down to, guys, when I'm telling you that my girls are sending back their visions, this is Martha's. Look how long that is. Erica's was like this big. And they talked about the house that she wanted and a basement. And I was like, don't you have a house? Like, that's where my head was at. And what it came down to was that Erica did not, because she fixed it last night, and I'm proud of her. Erica did not before last night allow herself to dream. Erica literally told me, and she cried. We both cried. We cry a lot together. She told me, she goes, I've never realized it until this very second that I just don't allow myself to dream in the future because I'm so scared it's going to not happen or it'll be ripped away from me because of something that happened in her childhood. So because of something that happened in her childhood with her dad, she doesn't believe that she is capable of success. And I asked her last night, because Wheaton's been on her vision board all year long. She said, last year at Natalie's Diamond Retreat, I'm going to be an elite coach next year. And I asked her, and I had to ask her a hard question. I said, Erica, are you on track to being an elite coach this year? And she said, no. And I said, why? And the answer is doubt. She let that flood her brain the entire year. And can she still do it? Absolutely. But she has to get over that right now. And I told her that last night. But that's why that's the greatest enemy is doubt. And I'm using Erica as an example, but I know every single one of you have a story just like that. Every single one of you came into this year with a goal that you were going to do something incredible at the end of this year, right? That you were going to leave 2017 and you're going to be sitting on the beach with a cocktail in your hand because you just made your first 25K in the biz and you're a 2-star diamond and you're going to NLC and it's great. And nothing. And the reason is because of doubt. But here's how you fix it. You have to face it straight on and say, how do I fix this? How do I fix this feeling I'm feeling right now? You are doubtful, and Erica's a prime example of this, and I'm getting all these notes from Brendan Burchard. He has a great podcast, guys. If you do not listen to him, please do. That's where this is coming from. And Erica's story proves this. Next thought about it is we're doubtful. We become doubtful of things because somebody planted fear about something in our heart. So whatever you're doubting is stemmed from a way back when. And I'll use myself as an example because I don't want to keep throwing my girls under the bus, but I'll use myself as an example. I have a really shitty relationship with money. Really bad. To the point where I watched my mom take my dad for everything he had. My dad couldn't put Christmas presents underneath the Christmas tree for us. Coming from a family when we were little, we had the best Christmases ever. Like they were doing great, and then they divorced, and she took him for everything he had, and Christmases, he couldn't even put anything under the Christmas tree, and that was his thing. And I watched him struggle year after year after year. And I developed this fear that I would struggle really bad too. And guess what my life is like right now, guys? I'm struggling really bad. And it might look like that on the outside. It's like, oh man, you guys see, I make income posts. You guys kind of have an idea. I'm making okay money, but I am barely getting by. I'm $20,000 in credit card debt right now. $20,000. And you know why that I'm stuck there? Doubt that I'll ever get out. So I'll throw myself under the bus. I'll share that story with you. We can't let doubt keep us from advancing. We have to have courage. We have to push forward. We have to get that self-limiting belief that we have from our past out of our heads, because here's the thing, guys, what somebody else did has nothing to do with you. So whatever it is in the past that you've witnessed or that you've had to go through, something that has like completely destroyed you and you feel like that's what you're holding on to. Maybe your parents had a nasty divorce, maybe whatever it is, whatever you went through. Maybe your childhood was really hard. Maybe whatever it is, and you have this deep-rooted fear that that's what your life is going to be like and that you can't get over that. You have to have the courage. And getting over this is being true to yourself and believing in yourself. That is the number one enemy of success, is doubt. How many of us have had this thought process through our mind that this business isn't going to work out for you? This just probably isn't for me. Every single one of us should raise your hand. I'm assuming we've all thought this at one time, right? Myself included. Doubt. Why are you doubting it? Because you failed at something before? Because nothing ever works out for you? What are you telling yourself? We have to get over that. The number 2 enemy of success is delay. So we have doubt. Now we have delay, which is basically the equivalent of being lazy or uninformed. You're not going to get to your dreams by delaying yourself. So many people wait for the perfect moment. They want everything to be beautiful and perfect, or, I sent out like 10 invites yesterday. I'm probably good to not send any today. Laziness. We're delaying our success. Every time we skip a power hour, we're delaying our success. Just like I said with Lena's vision, every time she does it, she's just delaying this happening more and more and more. You actually have to start, guys. You have to take action. And I'm not going to get into this because I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I do not need to sit here and have a call with you on action and consistency. But that is the number 2 enemy to success, is delay. You do not, and please, I want everybody to raise their right hand and make a promise to me right now. I will not work on a blog or make a fancy graphic or creep Facebook or go through everybody's Instagram stories until my power hour is done every single day. Is everybody with me? Understand? Okay, good. Because that's not what's going to build your business. You're delaying it. And I am so guilty of this. I really did this today. And I was like, oh my God, I'm talking about this tonight. I'm the worst. Like, I literally was doing this today where I was laying on the ground. Zach's still asleep because, the dog's up every freaking 2 hours right now. I'm laying on the ground and I sitting there and I'm just scrolling through freaking Facebook and I caught myself and I'm like, what am I doing? I literally have the whole house to myself right now. No one's awake. I could be getting all my shit done. So keep that promise. I'm holding you to that promise. I see your faces. I know who was on this call. We're going to stop delaying ourselves because every single time, again, you're taking that vision that you have for your life and you are just cutting it down every day by delaying your success. The number 3 enemy of success is division. And this is where a lot of you might be guilty, other than the delay part. I know some of you are guilty on delay. Actually, I know all 3 of them everybody's guilty of. We all are, including myself. Division is feeling different from others. Feeling like you're comparing yourself to your upline coach. She has it all together. She's figuring it out. You're comparing yourself to the girl that started after you. That flew past you. So you're like, well, if she's doing something, clearly I'm just not made for this. Anybody know that one? Clearly I just can't do it because she's killing it and I can't keep up. Our beliefs about others divide us. So we're believing, I'm just going to pull a name here. Delaney. So Delaney is believing, let's just say she signs up and this girl goes past her or Erica flies past her and she's like, oh my God, I started before her. I must be doing something wrong. And I don't know how she's doing that. But here's the thing. We make beliefs up about other people. So what if Erica literally, we'll go back to Erica's actual situation. If Erica didn't help or get to Diamond in 90 days, she would have to quit because she couldn't afford it. And maybe Delaney didn't know that. But we're making up all these beliefs about others that she's just perfect and life is great and she's fantastic at this and I just suck. We all guilty of that? You don't know their story. I used to be that girl. And I used to do it all the time until Haley Christian changed my mind. Because if you guys watch Haley Christian is a very shy individual. And all of a sudden, she skyrocketed past me in the business. And immediately, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, what is she doing? We've been in the business the amount of time. I must be doing something wrong. Blah, blah, blah. And my head went here and here and here. But I stopped myself, and instead of prejudging, I reached out to her and I asked her. So that's what I'm encouraging you guys to do. Instead of thinking that you understand what somebody's doing and that you just suck and that's why that they're flying past you, how about you just sit back and say, hey, Delaney, what are you doing? How the hell did you get to Diamond in 90 days? Because I'm trying to get there because that's one of my big goals, and any advice you'd give me would be freaking phenomenal. And then she can tell you that her back is up against the wall and she invited this many people a day, blah, 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 and she helps you get there too. People never, if he says in here, in the division, they never ask help from people because we don't think that they understand. Anybody guilty of that one? Well, she has it all put together. She doesn't get it. I don't live the life she does. She doesn't have kids. I have kids. My life is crazy. My time is so, she doesn't understand what I'm going through. She doesn't work a full-time job. I do. Anybody else with me? Understand what I'm saying? Prejudgment, right? We judge, hate, and we don't take action. So those are the 3 enemies to success. So I'm encouraging you guys tonight to reflect on those. If you notice yourself in those 3 categories, feeling doubt, correct it. If you notice yourself delaying, call yourself out on it. I literally do it all the time. I'm like, Kelsey, stop it. Stop Facebook scrolling. I do it all the time. It's seriously so annoying. Zach hates it. Division. Don't act like you know what they're going through. Ask them for help. You never know. People, did you guys know that I had that many money issues as a kid? That my parents said that you don't, like, right? You don't know that. You don't know that I'm $20,000 in credit card debt, right? And that's stuff that I'm scared to talk about. I have it too, but I can relate to people that are going through that kind of stuff. So it's all about awareness, action, and love. That's how you overcome those things. So now, with that being said, we're going to go right into celebrating your small victories, because now we're pushing for these giant visions we have. So now we know how to get closer to them. We know what to avoid. We know how to avoid the doubt. We know how to avoid the delay, and we now know how to avoid the division. But the biggest thing for me that I'm very guilty of, and I know a lot of you are too, excuse me, is that we need to be celebrating the small wins along the way. Because every single one of you have had an accomplishment so far, and you guys actually succeed in something every single day. Every day that you complete your power hour, do you guys stand up and give yourself a pat on the back? You freaking should. You did your job that day. That's a damn good job, right? You don't celebrate that kind of stuff. If we're always feeling like a beginner, we'll never go for something bigger. And I wrote that in the post today to lead into this because I love that quote. We have to celebrate our victories along the way, or we're never going to find fulfillment in what we do. Because we're basing our success, and I know all of you are guilty of this, so I'm just going to call you all out on this. You're basing your success off of a freaking rank. You're basing your success off of how many coaches are on your team. You're basing your success on what your challenge groups look like, and you're getting defeated when they don't show up or they fall off. You're basing your success off of the fact that Erica flies past you or something. One of your teammates fly past you and you started before them. You're basing your success off of whatever. That's not what you should be basing your success off of. So there's 3 things that you need to be doing to celebrate your victories. And this is something that I've actually started implementing 3 weeks ago, and this is phenomenal. I posted this in our team page because a lot of you have been asking me about that planner I use. It's called the Panda Planner. It's on Amazon. It was $25. And if you have like Erin Condren or something, it's probably equally as good. But the only thing I liked about the Panda Planner is that it has a morning gratitude section and it has a nightly reflection section. And every day I get to kind of reflect on my day. But that's tip number 1 is you need to be creating a reflection schedule to reflect on your week. This is important because, and like I said, I started implementing this about 2 weeks ago, and this is so fun. It's so fun to look back and think about all the things you did right instead of all the shit you did wrong, right? So I look at it, and what you're going to do is you're going to set one time of the week, every week, okay, where you're going to talk about how you won. So Sunday nights are probably the best night because that's the end of the week. So maybe you take 30 minutes on a Sunday night, and you are just going to pull this up, and you're going to go through this, and you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to write down all the things that I did good that week. So you're going to ask yourself these questions. What did I do well this week? What do I notice that happened that brought me joy? I'll try to go through these slowly so you can write them down. Did you get those 2? What did I do well this week? What do I notice that happened that brought me joy? Number 3, how did I win? Number 4, how did I improve? Number 5, what did I appreciate? Number 6, what moved me forward? And last but not least, what can I celebrate? At the end of every week, a majority of the world sits back and thinks about how they have to go back to work on Monday. and they think about all the nasty, negative stuff in the world and that they don't want to deal with. But you, my friend, are going to start thinking about all the stuff that you did right. And this is as simple, and I'm going to shout out Kristen for this because I challenged Kristen last week, and I told her to send me her business activity tracker every night. And she is on day 3 or day 2 right now. Day 3 right now, and has sent me it every single night. And that to me is a mother effing win. The fact that she has been doing that every single night. I challenged her. I said, you know what, Kristen? I believe in you so much that I know that you can do this, and you're going to prove to yourself that you can. And she has gone 3 straight days. She has, and this is what I'm teaching her to do, and I'm teaching all of you to do, is to build a habit. And then what you're going to do on Sunday night is you're going to sit back, and she's going to be able to sit down on Sunday night, and she's going to be like, I literally did everything I was supposed to do for a week straight. And it only took about 25 minutes a day. And that's a win. Another win, you brought in a new coach. Another win, you got a message from somebody saying that they're down 5 pounds. Another win, you did all your workouts that week. Another win, you killed Speed 25 on the 3rd time. Another win, that anything that is a win to you, you have to celebrate it. We don't do that enough. I went to a seminar with Natalie a couple months ago. It was Tony Robbins. I think I talked to you guys about this. And there was the first speaker there, walks out and he goes, when you approach life, he goes, it's like the way that you should view life is when you open 2 doors, like, you know how you go like this? You should like open this door and be like, I'm here. Like, that's the kind of life like you should be living. Like, it's me, I'm badass, and I'm constantly winning in some way. Yes, you need to focus on what you need to improve, but instead of saying like, what do I need to improve? It's how did I improve this week? Not here's all the shit I screwed up. How did I improve? And that's what my planner does. It asks me every night, how did I improve today? And I write it down. So my reflection has turned into weekly and nightly. I write down 3 things I did that day that I've improved on. So that's number 1, is creating your reflection schedule. Number 2, allow yourself to feel the win. Don't just write it down. Sit back and be like, man, I went up to 25s this week. That was badass. And like, soak that in. Soak that in. You need to relive it. Sit back and like think about it. So the answers to those questions, you're like sitting there and you're thinking, you're like, how did you feel in that moment when you accomplished that? How did that make you feel when your husband told you he was proud of you? How did it make you feel whenever you stepped on that scale and you were down another 3 pounds? Relive that. Visualize what you did in that moment. Go back to it. Remember that. That creates like happiness. You guys know what that is? Endorphins. We smile. We're excited because we're living life. We're living life. Allow yourself to recognize yourself. This is so bad. Okay, this is something that I'm so bad at, is that, and you guys can probably vouch for me on this. You guys know I'm bad at this, that when I accomplish something, I don't talk about it. Right? You guys know that about me, right? I advanced the 3rd business center to Star Diamond, and I didn't even say anything. I go about my day because I look at it as like, and how many of you guys are like this too? It's like, I don't want to brag, you know? I don't want to be that person. But y'all, that's badass. Shout yourself out for that stuff. And I did. That night was so hard for me when I made that post that I like did that. I was like, people are going to think I'm like stuck up. And that's not stuck up. You have to allow yourself to recognize yourself. And you need to plaster that shit everywhere. If you freaking advance to Emerald, you better freaking share your coach's post on that on your wall. You better talk about that. If you, whatever you did, if you advanced to team leader or to team builder, not just business accomplishments, if you minimalize and you got rid of some of your old clothes, I need to do that really bad. I'm going to celebrate that when I finally get the nerve to actually donate my clothes because I'm a hoarder. Okay, I'm a chronic hoarder. I have everything. I saw shit from high school. That's the thing. It's like we need to celebrate that kind of stuff when we do things that are cool. Be proud of yourself and act like a kid. You guys know, how many of you guys have a kid in your life? It's your kid or it's a kid that you know that's close to you or a kid on the way. Erica. Okay. You guys notice that like when they do something that like they're proud of, They're like really excited, and they make sure you know. And they're like, look what I did, look what I did, look what I did. If they get an A at school, they come home and they show you, and they're like, look what I did. If they built a cat sandcastle in the sand, they would be like, look what I did. And then they're like so excited about it. They're like building up all this excitement. You know how dogs do that too? Like whenever like, I have a puppy now, and like whenever he goes outside, he goes pee, and I'm like, oh my God, good job, Ricky. And he's like, boom, boom, like, you know, like freaking the hell out. We need to be like that with our stuff. When we do something cool, we need to look over and be like, look over at our husband, or look over and be like, hey, look what I did. Look what I did. I just did a power hour for 7 straight days. We need to be like that. We need to celebrate that stuff. We need to celebrate everything. I literally, you can ask him. I do this every day. I'm like, see that? I'm only 5 pounds lighter than you now. Are you going to go up in weights every day? You're going to lift those 25s? I'm at 20. And he'll look at me and he'll go up to 30s. It's amazing. But I celebrate that stuff. And I look at him and I reinforce it. And I'm like, look at me. And I'll literally like, you guys see my freaking Insta story. I'm always dancing. I'm like actually dancing because I'm happy because I'm doing shit. Like, and I feel good. I feel good. Life is too damn short to be miserable and not celebrate those beautiful victories that you're having in your life every single day, no matter how small. And you need to constantly reconnect with that feeling. And this is going to sound even funnier. It's like, you do that, you're like, oh, you know what? Look at me, I'm in my 20s, and you're excited. And like 4 hours later, you bring it up again. You're like, remember when I was beating you? You know, like, that's what this, like, I'm saying, like, and I see you guys all smiling because you guys know what I'm talking about. When you do something good, like, you know deep down, you want that feeling to stay, and you want, like, to celebrate it constantly. Like, the coolest, and Elite is an example of that. We hit Elite on December 31st, 2016. I'm still living that shit every day. You guys should still be living that shit every day. When I look over and I see, like, you know, the card that my diamond sent me last year that arrived at my house, like, I still get that fire and I still relive that. And I sometimes will still go back and watch the video of when I accomplished that. Like right now I'm pushing for that again with you guys. And I watch that video of when Keyshawn called me and I watch it and I get goosebumps all over again. I go back and I relive that feeling because that was one of the proudest moments of my life to know that I did that. That's what you have to do. What do you say every time Zach sits down? I do. Every time. Like he's used to it now. I'm like, remember that time I did that? But seriously, like, all the time, but we need to celebrate that stuff. Think about for those of you, like, how many of you in here are married right now? How many of you guys like watch your wedding video just for fun? Or like look back at your wedding pictures just for fun? Because you were so happy that day. The day your kid was born. Go back and his birthday comes around. He's what? How old's Tyson now? How old is he? 5 or 8. So you go every time he turns another age older, you're probably going looking at his baby pictures going, where did time go? Because that was probably the happiest day of your life, right? Those happy moments, guys, we need to talk about them and re-feel them all the time. And that's how we're going to continue wanting to do it. Think about a kid one more time. Think about the kid, or think about the puppy. Think about Rookie in there. When I pat his little butt and I say, Rookie, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for going pee outside. Guess what Rookie keeps doing? Keeps going pee outside. Right? every time I say, Rookie, sit down, and I give him a little treat, and he's all excited. Every time I say sit down, he's going to sit down because he's getting another treat. So what's going to happen to you when you keep patting yourself on the back every once in a while? You're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep doing it. Be like Rookie. Hashtag that shit. All right. Last thing. Share the celebration with others. Share it with others and do it with enthusiasm. Do it with enthusiasm so you feel better about life. Whenever we hit Elite last year, I don't know how many of you were on our team when we hit Elite last year? We went to qualification. First off, the qualification night. Do you guys remember that Zoom call? When the whole team was fucking bawling. When we went into that qualification, again, one of the most insane moments of my life. We celebrated it together. Me being in a room and celebrating it by myself wouldn't have been nothing compared to the way that it felt that night. When we did it officially and we all got on our official Zoom call and we all had champagne and we celebrated it together, and when I got to share that elite call with you guys, I'm telling you, success is lonely. Success is lonely by yourself. No matter what you do, you're not sharing with other people, which is why I'm telling my coaches right now who are doing these vision calls with me, they need to be sharing this vision with at least 5 people, because I want them to have people that know this, so when they do it, they can go share it with those people and celebrate with them, because they're going to do it. Every time that you're minimizing a win, and I want you to remember, I want everybody to write this down. Every time that I minimize a win, I am lying to people. You're lying to them. You're acting like it's not a big deal. So how are they supposed to take it seriously? Right? I advanced a 3rd business center to 1-star diamond, and I didn't say a single thing about it. So why would that excite you guys? I would be lying, saying that's not exciting, that I didn't, when everybody walked it in, that I didn't walk into the other room, and I couldn't because I was on shift shots, I couldn't drink. But whenever shift shop was over, I popped the champagne with Zach. We do it every time. Every time our team advances, we do that. We celebrate it. But why am I not doing it with you guys, right? Why am I not sharing it with the world? I'm lying to you guys and acting like it's not that cool. It is cool. So when you do something cool, you need to share that too. Take pride and joy in what you're doing, guys. It's important. It's so important to take pride and joy in what you do, because that's how people are going to want to join you, because they're going to see that you're a part of something really freaking cool and that you're really, really happy. And that's what they're going to want to be a part of. So that is the most important thing, is like, we need to be celebrating our wins every single day. We need to avoid those different things at all costs. And I want to share one more thing with you to close this out. I want you to just listen to this. This was posted in the Elite Push page in the Southeast region today. Do you guys know what a forget-me-not is? The flower? Let me show you if you guys don't know. Actually, I'll just share the post with you. Okay. Can you guys see this? This is a forget-me-not, and this is my message, and I took this because I immediately thought about you guys. The flower is called a forget-me-not. I'm not exactly sure why this tiny flower has meant so much to me over the years. It does not attract immediate attention. It is easy to overlook among larger and more vibrant flowers, yet it is just as beautiful with its rich color that mirrors that of the bluest skies. Perhaps this is the reason I like it so much. But today I would like to use this little flower as a metaphor, because there's 5 petals of the little forget-me-not flower that prompt me to consider 5 things we would be wise never to forget. The first petal, forget not to be patient with yourself. We spend so much time and energy comparing ourselves to others, usually comparing our weaknesses to our strengths. This drives us to create expectations for ourselves that are impossible to meet. As a result, we never celebrate our good efforts because they seem to be less than what someone else does. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. It's wonderful that you have strengths, and it is part of your mortal experience that you have weaknesses. You should want to eventually turn all of our weaknesses into strengths, but we know that this isn't a long-term goal. It's okay that you're not quite there yet, so keep working on it, but stop punishing yourself. Coaches, many of you are endlessly compassionate and patient with the weaknesses of others, but remember that it's okay to be passionate and patient with yourself. In the meantime, be thankful for all the small successes in your home, your business, your family relationships, your education and livelihood, your church participation, and personal improvement. Like the forget-me-nots, those successes may seem tiny to you, and they may go unnoticed by others, but God notices them, and they are not small to Him. If you consider success to be the most perfect rose or dazzling orchid, then you're missing some of life's sweetest experiences. The second petal, forget not the difference between a good sacrifice and a foolish sacrifice. An acceptable sacrifice is when we give up something good for something of far greater worth. Giving up a night's sleep to help a child who is having a nightmare is a good sacrifice. We know this. Staying up all night jeopardizing our own health to make the perfect post or pick monkey for your team's call on Saturday is not a good sacrifice. Dedicating some of our time to personal development or preparing to teach a lesson is a good sacrifice. Spending many hours doing non-revenue activities is not. Every person and situation is different, and a good sacrifice in one instance might be foolish sacrifice to another. Remember your success list versus to-do lists. Success lists are revenue building activities. Third, forget not how to be happy. In the beloved children's story, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the mysterious candy maker Willy Wonka hides a golden ticket in 5 of his candy bars and announces that whoever finds one of the tickets wins the tour to his factory. Written on each golden ticket is the message, "Greetings to you, the lucky finder of this golden ticket. Tremendous things are in store for you. Many wonderful surprises await for you. Mystic and marvelous surprises will delight, astonish, and perplex you." In this classic children's story, people all over the world desperately yearn to find that golden ticket. Some feel that their entire future happiness depends on whether or not a golden ticket happens to fall into their hands. And in this anxiousness, people forget the simple joy that they used to find in a candy bar. The candy bar itself becomes an utter disappointment if it does not contain a golden ticket. So many people are waiting for their own golden ticket, the happiness that they believe holds the key to happiness, the ticket that they believe holds the key to happiness they've always dreamed about. For some, the golden ticket may be a perfect marriage. For others, a magazine cover home, or maybe some freedom from stress or worry. The problem comes when we've put our happiness on hold as we wait for some future event or some golden ticket to appear. The lesson here is if we spend our days waiting for these fabulous roses, we might miss the beauty and wonder of the tiny forget-me-nots that are all around us. This is not to say that we should abandon hope or temper our goals. Never stop striving for the best that is within you. Never stop hoping for all the righteous desires of your heart, but don't close your eyes and hearts to the simple and elegant beauties of each day's ordinary moments that make up a rich, well-lived life. The happiest people I know are those who find their golden ticket, are not those who find their golden ticket, but those are who, while in the pursuit of worthy goals, discover and treasure the beauty and sweetness of the everyday moments. They're the ones who thread by daily thread, weave a tapestry of gratitude and wonder throughout their lives. These are the ones who are truly happy. Fourth, forget not the why. Sometimes in the routine of our lives, we unintentionally overlook a vital aspect of the business, much as one might overlook a beautiful, delicate forget-me-not. Do not forget why you started this amazing journey. Coaches, this is not an obligation. And I want to repeat that to you guys. This is not an obligation. This is a pathway marked by your love, leading to happiness and peace in this life. Coaching is a blessing. While understanding the what and the how of the coaching is necessary, purpose comes from remembering the why. When we understand why we do what we do, we are more committed to making it a foundational part of our lives. The business ceases to become a burden and instead becomes a joy and delight. It becomes precious and sweet. And last but not least, forget not that your team loves you. And this is where it hit home for me. You are not forgotten. None of you on this team are forgotten. Wherever you are, whatever your circumstances may be, you are not forgotten. No matter how dark your days may seem, no matter how insignificant you feel, no matter how overshadowed you think you might be, you're never forgotten. In fact, this team loves you with so much love. Coaches, there is something inspiring and sublime about the little forget-me-not flower. And I hope it's going to be a symbol for you of all the little things that make your lives joyful and sweet. Never forget that you must be patient and compassionate with yourself, that some sacrifices are better than others, and that you do not need to wait for a golden ticket to be happy. Never forget the why that will inspire and uplift you, and never forget that your team loves you. Thank you for who you are, and thank you for your countless acts of love and service you offer up to so many. I know it was long, but it really hit home with me. Like I said, that last paragraph really hit home for me because no matter what you do, you are loved unconditionally by this team. So that's how I want to end tonight. I am encouraging you guys to celebrate your small victories every single day. And I'm encouraging you to get rid of the 3 Ds that are holding you back. And I'm encouraging you to remember that through it all, that you're here for a bigger purpose. This is supposed to be fun. It's not a burden. And that this vision that you have for yourself, that you're sending, my coaches are sending me, and that you'll be sending to your upline, that's what we 150% want for you. And we're going to do whatever we can to help you get there. But you have to understand that no one's going to do it for you. I will lead you. Your coach will lead you. But you do the work. Pinkies. Going all in. Oh my God, look at all the little pinkies. All right, guys. It was fun. Does anybody have any questions before I let you go? You know how like I always say this is going to be a short one and it still goes the full hour? I literally was expecting this to be over at 8:30, so I apologize for that. I just got sidetracked, but thank you guys for coming on. It means a lot. You know, I love seeing you guys every week. And then for those of you that have a call with me tomorrow, just make sure you're on time, please, because they're pretty back to back. They're like literally 30 minutes each. We're going to dive right on in and get you guys closer to where you want to be. And then for those of you that are like, what the hell is she talking about? Connect with your upline because they're going to be doing this with you too. All right, guys. Good night. Have a good one.